I know people have heard many stories about the days of Noah, but I want to talk about a story with the days of Enosh. Now, who is Enosh? Well, Enosh is the son of Seth, Adam and Eve's third son that they had after Cain had unalived his brother Abel. And in the book of Jasher, verse 2, it says here that Seth was 105 years old, and he named his son Enosh because at that time the world was getting more wicked and they started transgressing against Yahuwah. Now these men were so wicked that they did not want their women to become pregnant. They gave them something to drink to stop them from getting pregnant, because all they wanted to do was them to keep their bodies nice and firm. They didn't want nothing to look out of source, and these women did this. And if you had a baby during that time, you were not looked at. If you were even at that conceiving time or age, they did not even look at you. In verse 19 in chapter 2 of Jasher, it says, "For in those days the Son of Men began to transgression against Elohim, and to transgress the commandments which he had commanded to Adam, to be fruitful and multiply in the earth. And some of the sons of men caused their women to drink a draught that would render them barren, in order that they might retain their figures, and whereby their beautiful appearance might not fade." Now, where do we see that? We see it with the Plan B pill. We see this with abortion. We see this with the IUDs. We see that with birth control pills. We see this now that women and men have unprotected sex, and they don't want to be bothered with the consequences of the woman getting pregnant. We see this a lot also with celebrities that don't want to get pregnant, and they have surrogate women that have babies for them. Or should we say maybe they can't get pregnant because maybe they're not really women, or maybe that they don't want to destroy their bodies, so they have someone else have their babies for them. And it says that the drink that they gave them, it was called a draught then. It was a very important portion that they mixed up these wicked men, and they gave it to the women to make sure that they could not get pregnant and that their bodies were not disturbed. In verse 22, it says, "And the childbearing woman appeared abominable in the sight of their men as widows, while their men lived for to the barren ones only. They were only attached to those who could not have children." You see, back in those times, the men were so wicked, they didn't even want to get married. What are we seeing now? We're seeing men that don't want to get married. We're seeing women that don't want to get married, but they still want to have sex, don't they? And when there is an unexpected pregnancy, we use that as birth control. They say it is health care. They say that I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to deal with that child or having a child. The same thing that was going on the time that Enosh was born, during the time of Seth. This is the time when Adam and Eve were still alive. This is before Noah, that the men were wicked and the women were just as wicked. We're in this day and time that we're seeing history repeating itself, that women and men don't want to be held accountable for their actions. Let me tell you, Yahuwah says that you should not have sexual relationships unless you are married. He said for a reason why you should only be with one man and one woman, so you don't have options. You don't try to do any type of comparison. This is the time to be obedient. But as we see this time is being more wicked and wicked, my cry to you is to repent from your wicked ways because Yahuwah is watching.